Yo, what's up? So, post StreamFaust here. I just want to say some stuff before you start watching the stream clip that you are about to watch. This is currently the second day of the open beta test for Guilty Gear Strive. And yes, it's only the beta. It's not released yet, so the game is going to be different on release. It might be different in a couple of months. So this is basically the honeymoon phase of Guilty Gear Strive. We all just want to get our hands on the game. We just want to try it out, experiment. We just want to know how this current version of Guilty Gear is gonna feel like. So at this stage, we usually just try to have fun with the game, right? So take everything I say in this clip with a grain of salt, and make sure to try out the beta. Be able to formulate your opinions. Let me know how you guys feel about it, what you like, what you don't like about it, and we'll have this conversation again in the future, hopefully. So yeah, I'll throw you into the clip, and yeah, I'll see you next time. And yeah, so if you're watching this from Facebook or YouTube and you saw the title, because I'm probably gonna name this video as something like Guilty Gear Strive might be ArcSys' most successful game. Let me just have some disclaimers. I mean that Guilty Gear has the capability of being the most successful fighting game from Arc System Works. But of course, it's gonna be very difficult to match Dragon Ball FighterZ success, because a lot of people love Dragon Ball FighterZ. It got a lot of people playing the game because everyone loves Dragon Ball. So like that was like so successful. I think it was at one point it's the game that had the most downloads on release, I think, or like a fighting game, not necessarily all time for all types of games. Yeah, you have iconic characters. It's a team-based game, so Marvel vs. Capcom, which we all know that game kind of failed. So everyone went to Dragon Ball FighterZ, but I feel like Guilty Gear Strive has, I said that it has the capability of becoming the most successful fighting game that Arc System has ever released. Because if you've seen the beta, everyone has been talking about how godlike the fucking netcode is, and that this is the first ever new generation ArcSys fighting game that they released with rollback netcode, and the fucking netcode is godlike. If you've been watching streamers play it, you would know that people from the US have been playing people from Japan, and they were saying how it almost felt like it could have been offline. So online is, I think, might be the savior of this game, because a lot of ArcSys games, people love them. It has really good animations. A lot of ArcSys games do, but the online is always a problem. DBFZ has bad online. Grand Blue Fantasy Versus had same. It's not fun to play that online. But with Guilty Gear Strive, I think that might be the saving grace, having Godlike netcode, especially in quarantine, in the pandemic, because you have to play the game online. It's hard for people to meet up. And of course, it has the capability of getting more people into Guilty Gear. Because if you know Guilty Gear, it's a game that's one of the harder fighting games to learn. I think it's a game that's very difficult to get into. But they have simplified the game. So if you're a Guilty Gear, I don't know if you're gonna enjoy this. There are some people who didn't like it when they heard it for the first time, because they said, oh, it's gonna be simplified. It's gonna be just like Dragon Ball FighterZ, where you just mash one button and then you do a combo. But that's not necessarily the case. You still have the feel of proper Guilty Gear. So air fights are still a thing that happens. If you've seen Melia games, that still happens. You still have generally open-ended combos because of Roman cancels. It's simplified, but it's not oversimplified. The Hongo Gamer made a video, and he's very new to the game. He's still trying to get used to it, because it's not a game he's played before, and he talked about how advanced or difficult it was learning it. But he said it was a fun game. So I think newer people who are getting into Guilty Gear for the first time might actually enjoy it. So we might have a bigger audience for Guilty Gear. Yeah, and people are, yeah, I talk about this, gaming, not just them. Sonic Fox loves the game. They tweeted about it on Twitter. Everyone's enjoying it, not just people from the Guilty Gear side of the fighting game community. Sonic Fox even invited NRS people to play the game, like Ninja Killa, Dragon, and Rewind, which is pretty cool because I think if we get more people to play the game, more people to enjoy Guilty Gear, it really has the possibility of this being the biggest Arc System Works fighting game to be released. And then, of course, Jay Wong said that he loved the game as well. So it's very promising. It's not all good news. Obviously, lobbies are still rough. If you've seen the lobby, it's not really... people don't like it, which makes sense. I don't think they're gonna revamp the lobby when they release a game. But hopefully, it's gonna be better. At least a little bit, because right now you're not able to rematch online, which is very hassle. It's such a hassle to play online because it takes maybe 2-3 minutes after playing a game to get back into a new game. So if you're playing with friends, it's gonna take a while. It might be frustrating to rematch, but although that's probably gonna come back, they're probably gonna add it when they release the game. Maybe it's just a beta thing. So I think, it's promising. I think a lot of people might end up trying the game. Hopefully, they'll enjoy the game. It's beautiful, as all Guilty Gear games have always been. It's advanced enough for fighting game veterans to enjoy it. And I don't know if it's simplified enough for newer people to get into it. I have yet to see. I'll see when I test it out tomorrow. We'll talk about it again next week when I've had a couple of days in the game. But yeah, of course, don't take my word for it. If you're interested in it, go ahead, try it out. If you haven't played a Guilty Gear game, this might be the Guilty Gear game to start with. But yeah, don't take my word. Try out the beta tomorrow. It's Feb 19, 11 a.m. for the Philippines, or Feb 18. I think it's 7 p.m. Pacific time. It's on PS4. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to pre-order it. You don't even need PS Plus to play it online. I hope it's more successful than the other ArcSys games because I fucking love ArcSys. I'm an ArcSys simp. It's just the online is always pretty rough. Also, if you're watching this on Facebook or YouTube, leave a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. Share with your friends. Maybe.